at Guilford College, from the moment you even click on the website, all you see is diversity. You know, they portray this sense of everyone belonging, everyone having a place, no matter your race, your sexual orientation, your socioeconomic status, your gender. None of it matters. Because at Guilford, you're welcome. You feel welcome. And when searching for colleges, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted a sense of diversity because I know what it feels like when you don't have that. Hi, my name is Annie Victoria DeGraff and Reed, and I'm a freshman here at Guilford College. But wait, before I tell you about my Guilford experience, let me give you some background on me. Let me tell you where I came from. Let me tell you how my experiences shaped me. Let me tell you how I got here. I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood with predominantly white friends and predominantly white teachers, and which is nothing wrong with that, but I was in a way not sheltered from people who look like me, but I wasn't around them. And so that created a bias, and it turned me into somebody now, I did recognize at the time, but now I don't even understand that person. I was biased to people who looked like me. I thought that I was different. I thought I was this shiny star in this dark world, who wasn't like other black individuals. I didn't know who I was.
I think when you're a person of color and you're in a predominantly white space, that can be, it affects people in different ways. And so I know stories where people come out of those spaces, and sometimes because their parents or their community realize that they're in a space where they're a visible minority, their parents may do more, go above and beyond to make sure that they have those cultural experiences that are simply not there in their communities. And so they may make sure that they're interacting with people who share their background, share their experiences.
When it was time for me to go to high school, my mom was it's time, you need to, branch out and do other things and be around people who look like you. So she sent me to this magnet school where the majority of the kids were minorities. And I was terrified to go there. But it turned into the best experience of my life because I learned to love myself, and I became more confident, and I loved the people who I was around, and I loved that they looked like me, and I loved that I got a chance to look at success in people who shared my complexion, in people who shared my background, and that changed me. And without going to Southeast Valley Magna High School, I don't think I'd be the person I am today, and that would be a shame. I wanted to come to Guilford because it was diverse, because it had a variety of different people with different beliefs in different places in society, and they were able to form different opinions growing up in different places. And that was essential to me in higher education because it gives me the opportunity to learn, and to grow. Because growing up being surrounded by people, like-minded individuals in a way, because they had similar experiences, growing up in similar areas and having to deal with, in some situations, the same people, our experiences were so close. They were so that our ideas were basically the same. And I don't think that's that's always good, and it's not always beneficial in an education, especially in education. When discussing my own experiences with my friends and other people, I realized that there are so many other people who have had similar experiences to me. They've had experiences where they were in situations where they didn't feel comfortable in their own skin. Whether that be because they were around people all of the time who were their same race, or people who were of a different race. And I realized what an impact race has on people, and what an impact diversity has, and how essential diversity is in an education, and how essential and what an important role diversity plays in your upbringing. It teaches you how to interact with various kinds of people, no matter their differences.
I think diversity at its root is difference. I think inclusion goes a lot further than diversity. So diversity would be different people or different identities in particular spaces, whereas inclusion is about the incorporation of those folks into the fabric of the institution. And so you may have a lot of different people in one place, but their voices may not be heard, their experiences may not be valued, and so you may not see them at different levels of leadership, for example. So inclusion, diversity may be where we start, but inclusion is actually the goal.
But my story is just one of many. I talked to other people at Guilford and realized that although they may have been in a similar situation, they had different experiences and different situations, but similar experiences.
I'm very open-minded because of all the diversity I saw, like the different cultures and people. Like I learned not to judge people off of what I see. It's still hard. People do it anyways, regardless. But I tried my best not to make like automatic assumptions about people.
But not being surrounded by different like cultures, ways of thinking, anything like that just really inhibited my, like I think I could have grown more if I was surrounded by that more.
Sometimes I feel like I had to choose between either black or white. I know it sounds crazy, but some people, like, when you're with the white people, you're white. When you're with the black people, you're black. But if you're with both, you kind of have, like, no place to fit in, I guess you could say. I guess you kind of vibe with everybody, but at the same time, some people, either you're too white to hang out with them or you're too black to hang out with them.
I think overall, Guilford's going to shape me to be a more accepting person, to be a more conscious person, to be a person who understands that everyone's different and that our differences are beneficial, and being different adds something, and it's not negative, and nor does it, and you can sit around and say that, race doesn't matter, or I don't see color, but you should see color. And race does matter, just like your sexual orientation matters, and your religion matters. And what makes you you matters, because it adds something. It adds something to someone else's life. And taking it away and pretending like it's not there for a reason, it's negative. I've learned that Guilford teaches people to see those differences and to use those differences to help others. But we can't stop there. We can't stop at just accepting each other's differences. We have to incorporate each other's differences into the construct of not only our school, but this world. In the future, I want to help ensure that everyone's differences are celebrated. Like Krishana said, diversity is where we start, but inclusion is the goal. And in the future, that's a statement I want to keep with me to help me improve someone else's experience.